Hi everyone, and thanks for joining me. Today we're making sublimation wristlet keychains. This is a really easy sublimation project. You do need a sublimation printer, or if you don't have a sublimation printer, you can use Cricut Infusible ink. So that's a really fun alternative. But they're really simple to make, a lot of fun. You can personalize them for just about anything. You can use them for a little handle on your wristlet purses. You could use them on backpacks. Of course, you can use them as keychains, whatever you like. Now, many of you have asked me to include the design process, so that's where we're going to start. We're going to be using canva.com today. So I need to create my template. Now, my lanyard is approximately 1 by 5. So I want to make a template that's approximately 1.5 by 5.5 so that I make sure I have edge-to-edge covering. So the first thing I'm going to do is click over here in Elements, and there are all kinds of things you can use here. If you see anything like this with a picture in it, you can fill that picture with a background photo, something like that. So I'm going to use the one right here under the grid category, and I'm just going to click on this very first one. Now, this will allow me to insert a picture inside where the cloud and the background is. I can resize this proportionately by clicking and dragging on one of the round buttons in the corners. That's going to keep the proportion the same. But if I use the buttons on the sides, I can drag the height and the width independently of each other. So you remember I said I wanted to make my template about 1.5 by 5.5. So I'm going to make this 1.5 wide just by clicking and dragging by 5.5 tall. And it doesn't have to be exact, but that's what I'm going to use. So I really need a front and a back for my lanyard, so I'm going to duplicate this. And I could actually do 2 different lanyards at the same time, so let's duplicate it 2 more times. We might as well make the most if we're going to use our paper. And if you wanted to add something else down here, you can absolutely do that, of course. But this should suit our needs for right now. So like I said, since this has this picture background in here, that means we can add a photo to it. So I'm going to click on it, and I'm going to go over here to the left and click on Photos. And you can type just about anything you want in here. So you can see I was playing around, and I like the leopard that's in right now. So I'm just going to type in leopard and just show you these are all the leopard photos and backgrounds that you can use and fill up the inside of your template. So while this is selected, I'm going to click and I'm going to drag right over that element, and it fills it. Now I can adjust this, so I can click crop, and I could move this to a different area if I wanted. I could make it even, the spots even bigger. It's got to fit, so I can't go any smaller, but it's because it's got to fit inside there. But you can do whatever you want. I actually want something a little bit smaller. Let's try this one. I'm not a big fan of that one. Try this one. How about this one? There we go. That looks more like what I want. So I think it would be kind of fun to put an actual leopard face on the other one. So let's click on that, and let's see what this looks like. That's kind of neat. Now I can click crop, and I can move around which part of the leopard I have in there. I could just do half of his face. Let's see what that looks like. It's kind of neat. Could do something more like that. That's cool. We could try something else. How about this one? This one. And again, you can just keep playing with this until you find something that suits your needs, what you want. Maybe something like that. So that could be a really neat lanyard, a front and a back. Let me try this one. Crop. There's just endless possibilities as to what you could do. I kind of like the one we had. About this one. So I'm going to go with that. So this is going to be the front, this is going to be the back, or vice versa, whatever you want. We can go over here. You can type something as simple as pink. And it's going to bring up all kinds of pink things that you could fill this shape with. So we could fill it with, oh, I don't know. Let's try the pink balloons. So that's kind of fun. Or a pink flower. Oops, this one. Just want to make sure you hover over the one that you're trying to fill. We could type in pink flower. And we have all kinds of pink flowers generated for us. And again, if you click over it and it says Pro, that is their version of the paid version. But you can get those objects with the paid version. But I just wanted to kind of show you what's in here. You can also upload your own backgrounds. Absolutely doable. I can show you that. So if you go here to Uploads, and you can click Upload Media. These are just things that I have uploaded myself and used for different things. So let's just say I wanted to put the dog on one. There we go. Or there's videos you can upload, there's audio. I actually have a lot more backgrounds here. It's just taking a little bit to generate. So like I said, you can do whatever you want. This is a lot of fun. You can spend hours in here adjusting and making it your own. So I think I'm just going to do those. So now what I'm going to do is go up here and click download. And it gives me an option to download a JPEG, a PDF print, an SVG, or a GIF. So I'm just going to download a PNG. And you can change the name of it up here if you want. I'm just going to leave it as it is and click download. So here is my image and here is my Sawgrass Smart folder. All I do is pick this up, drop it into that Smartgrass folder, and wait for the print manager to open. Here is the print manager, and you can see my images are all set, ready to go. I don't have to change anything. So I'm going to be putting these on polyester. I'm going to use the Text Print R paper. I'm going to leave this set as is and just click print. Surprise! I'm going to pop in here and tell you we're having a giveaway. All you have to do to be entered to win a couple of these free blank lanyards so that you can make your own is leave a comment in the description below. I'll give you a hint. If it's not a very nice comment, you're probably not going to win. Just saying. So let's get back to the tutorial. So while we're waiting for the Sawgrass to print, we're going to go ahead and prepare our lanyards. So I'm just going to move the camera over here just slightly. Really, really simple. All you have to do is lint roll your lanyards really well so that you make sure you don't have anything that's going to interfere with your transfer. Just like always, this is always the first step in sublimating. So I'm having some malfunctions there. Let's go this direction. All right, so you just want to make sure you lint roll really well. You don't want any lint to interfere with our transfer. We've got our image from the Sawgrass printer. I'm going to cut this apart. And I'm going to cut all right. So I have cut them down like so because we're going to do one side at a time of each image. So I'm just going to lay this down. Hopefully you can see that. There we go. So I'm just going to lay this down. I'm going to take one of my lanyards and I'm just going to place it where I want it to for the image to be applied. And remember, we made this slightly bigger so that we have edge-to-edge covering. So I want to make sure that I get everything, or the part of the image that I want. This tiger, it's kind of hard. I'm not going to get its whole face. But I'm going to make sure that he is secure. Right where I want him. And then on the flower, the same. I think I want to catch that yellow stem. But you can play with it and get it exactly the way you want it. Just want to make sure that your tape's not going to interfere with your images. If it helps to tear them or cut them separately, that's totally fine. So it looks like this, or mine does anyway. Just going to wrap that tape around the back. So we're just secured like that. Let's go back up here. All right, I've got the heat press preheated to 400 degrees. I've got the timer set on 60 seconds. So I've got butcher paper on my press. I'm going to put this face down. And I'm going to leave the rings on them. Now I will tell you they get really, really hot. You can take them off if you prefer and then put them back on afterwards. But I'm just going to leave them on there. So the lanyards are face down. The paper is face up. And you want to have a pretty good pressure. I'm going to tighten mine up just a hair. Oops. Because the way the lanyards are made, they have a little bit of a lump and a bump right here where the seams come together. So you want to make sure that that gets a nice good press. So once you have that in place, you're just going to cover it with another piece of butcher paper. We're going to press it 400 degrees for 60 seconds. All right, we're almost ready. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And again, those metal rings are going to be extremely hot, so please be very, very careful. Wear gloves if you need to. I'm just going to lift it up, and I'm going to set it on my desktop, peel it from the fabric side. And I can't hold it upright yet because those rings are very hot, but there you can see. I will turn this over in a minute, but you can see just how lovely those turned out. So I'm going to take this side now and put it on our other two pieces. So I'm going to put the white side against this one and the white side of the lanyard against this one and tape those back down. So I've got them taped down. Now you want to double check. I have ink all over this, so I don't want to reuse that paper. That could transfer to my next project. So I'm going to grab another sheet and I'm going to put the lanyard face down. Put this one face down and cover it. And give it another press, 400 degrees, 60 seconds. All right, we're almost done. I'm going to put my heat gloves on so that you can see it right side up this time. Remove our topper. Remove our prints. Much easier with gloves on. And these look perfect. All right, so here is the leopard. Super cute. And let's see how that bottom turned out. So we're edge to edge there. Two different prints, so there's a little bit of a difference, but, and here is the flower one. Again, super pretty. Love how that turned out. See how that bottom turned out? So good, edge to edge coloring. So I hope you enjoyed today's project. This is a really easy sublimation project. I will link all of the products used in the description below the video. These are going to make really easy handles for little purses, little wristlets. You can hang them on your backpack, of course, keychains, anything like that. The kids are going to love them. You can make them personalized. You could do team logos. You could do your work logo. You could do your favorite color, you could do your favorite sports, you could do footballs, soccers, softballs, all whatever you want all over the keychains and make them your own. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, please like, subscribe, and share. Don't forget to click that bell so that you're notified every time there's a new video. Thanks so much for watching. Never stop making.